During times of uncertainty, it's comforting to know we have a healthcare system in our community that's been committed to supporting us for well over a century. In this current time, we are standing together, and our bond is stronger than ever. KDMC, caring for our community like no one else can.
Jarkel, you guys spent so much time this season just trying to figure out that offensive identity. How good was it today to kind of be firing on all cylinders offensively?
Oh man, it felt good, man. We knew what type of work we put in. That's just work before the season even started. That's work during preseason. We put a lot of time in the gym. The whole team get extra shots up, get extra work in, and it paid off at the right time.
Neil, go ahead.
Hey, Jarkel, what do you remember about the first meeting you guys had with LSU?
That we wasn't ready to go. That we got to be excited to play every game, and we just weren't ready to go. Our mental wasn't there, and this time around we'll be ready.
In your eyes, is the game tomorrow night basically a play-in game for the tournament?
Oh, most definitely. From here on out, when we started, we playing Mississippi State at home. We coach said it's the playoffs, and we just try to take every game. We try to take every game from there as a play-in game.
Ben, go ahead.
Jarkel, do y'all pay much attention to the bubble? I mean, obviously you're gonna say you don't really pay all that much attention to it, but are y'all aware of it, the games and where you are?
Yeah, coach talks about it sometimes, not all the time. He just wants us locked in on basketball and playing. So we know about it a little bit.
How does that change your approach or just the way y'all attack games, knowing that y'all have to win and just that desperation that you have to have?
It really don't change at all. It's just like we know what we playing for. So it doesn't change. So our mental is go out there and play our hearts out and try to win the game.
John, go ahead.
What's up, Jarkel? Would you say, where does tonight's game kind of rank in terms of how complete of a game y'all played? Was this one of your guys' more complete efforts this year, you think?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said, that we always had confidence in ourselves, and the coaching staff always had confidence in us. So and it showed tonight.
What do you kind of remember about the last time that you guys squared off against LSU, and how different of a team do you think you guys are now compared to that game?
Like I stated earlier, we weren't mentally ready. We weren't ready to play, and this time around, like I said, we'll be ready.
Nick, go ahead.
When you say you weren't mentally prepared, what did that mean?
I think was it that game had. I think that game, like we were supposed to play South Carolina, so like I said, we was just weren't mentally ready. Like we always got to be ready. It doesn't matter, especially during the COVID time. We didn't know how it would affect us, so we seen now. Like I said, we'll be ready tomorrow.
Any other questions for Jarkel? Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ben, go ahead.
Romello, coming into this game, obviously y'all knew the stakes, and y'all came out with a lot of energy and stayed engaged the entire time. What did you feel about how y'all came out and just maintaining that energy throughout the game?
Man, I feel like we came out great with a lot of energy. But I could tell it this morning. We always ready. The energy was great at breakfast, at pregame shoot-around. And I could just tell. I just felt it that we was just gonna have a complete game, 1 through 5. I felt like we defended good, rebounded well, and we just had a complete game today.
Parrish, go ahead.
Romello, how does something like that show up at breakfast?
Just energy. Sometimes you could tell when the vibes is good, when everybody come in breakfast smiling. We're all joking around. The coaching staff is happy. You could just tell, like, sometimes when you're in the room where the vibes are good and people are happy and excited to play, you could just feel it. So I felt it this morning. At pregame shoot around, I felt it. And I just felt it the whole day. I knew we was ready to play today.
Nick, go ahead.
obviously you guys are playing better than you played LSU the first time. Jarkel talked to us about mentality missing in that game. What's different now?
I feel like the game before, I just think it was just some things, just us getting our chemistry right. I just feel like our mental wasn't there because we were supposed to play South Carolina, and then the game got postponed, and we thought we was gonna be off. We found out that we had to play LSU, and I just feel like our mental wasn't fully there like it was supposed to be. But we're a completely different team, and I think just we were ready for this time, definitely.
Nick, go ahead.
Romello, LSU scores almost 90 a game. How do you guys go about controlling the tempo and playing your style of basketball against a team that likes to run as much as they do?
Really just containing their guards, being up on pick and roll defense, and just really playing our hearts out. We got to come out strong. We got to come out and hit them in the mouth early, right out the back, and we just got to be poised. They like to get in people's heads while they're playing, so we just got to stay together and only focus on winning the game, not everything else on the court.
Did they get in your heads the first time, you think?
I wouldn't say that. I feel like it was on us. We lost the game. I don't think they did anything to make us get out of our heads. I think it was just us. But we're definitely a more connected team. We have more chemistry. We're playing better offensively and defensively, so we're definitely ready.
Ben, go ahead.
Romello, regardless of result tomorrow, do you feel like you've already done enough to make the NCAA tournament?
I feel like we definitely have a great resume. I feel like we've been playing great, beat a lot of great opponents, and I feel like we have a good enough resume to definitely be in the tournament.
All right, Coach, we'll start off with an opening statement.
Yeah, proud of our team. Those first round games are always hard. We saw them today throughout college basketball. You know, a lot of big favorites just hanging on tight, trying to win games. Happened in our tournament too. And so, you know, I thought that South Carolina played very, very hard, was physical. Their inside guys played really well. Thought KJ Buffen got us off to a great start, got himself in a little foul trouble. And then Jarkel really started playing downhill into his strengths. Really good free throw shooter. In the second half, I thought it was just really balanced. Got a lot of different guys score, played. Matthew Morrell played good. Robert gave us some great minutes when KJ was in foul trouble. And our main guys of Kale, Devontae, and Mello were steady. So we'll turn our attention quickly to LSU.
John starts off.
Kermit, where does this performance tonight, I mean, you kind of alluded to it with the balanced scoring, but was this one of the more complete wins that you can remember of your team this season?
Yeah, it was, John. I mean, I just thought it was just balanced. You know, second half, the ball just kind of moved and spread, and even the shots we missed, I thought we got great shots, you know, and we missed some extra pass shots, but we played inside out. Our defense created offense like it has most of the year, and then I thought Matthew Morrell, Robert, just some different guys played good. And Sammy Hunter came in, got a big tip in. Robert, a great follow-up dunk. So, yeah, it was balanced, and we're going to need a lot of that tomorrow.
And quick follow-up here, but what do you kind of remember of your guys' last meeting with LSU on January 9th, and how much of a different team would you say that your guys are now compared to then over 2 months ago?
Yeah, you know, they hit us right in the mouth, and we didn't really respond. And so I'm sure their team is different too. I know our team is much different. You know, and we have a lot of respect for LSU's talent and their coaching, and but we're going to have to be really, really good tomorrow night. Changing defenses they have, a lot of switching. But the biggest thing is we've got to defend. We got to defend and rebound. And we got to be physical with them. And you know, and so that was something that we didn't really do a great job of, you know, probably a couple months ago.
And the last one from me is, do you think if you guys win tomorrow, you're in?
I think so. I do. Still may be. You know, I don't know. It's just little things like the Mississippi State win may move that one to a quad one win for us. You know, so you never know the nuances of the bubble and all that. But yeah, we understand we've got to win some games, and but it's a big game for both teams for sure, John.
All right, Ben, go ahead.
Kermit, you are playing the late game every single day, so you got a lot of time on your hands. Do you watch other games of other bubble contenders and see what's going on?
You know, well, we're standing at hotel, a great one, JW Marriott. They don't have the SEC network, so we're trying to watch it downstairs with Nate hooking it up for us. And I followed a few scores. We're spending a lot of time really on South Carolina. Then I did some work on LSU just in case today. That scout's already done, just in my mind. And so Ronnie's got that one. So, not much time for that really, Ben, because I know it's a late game, but it's a quick turnaround for us. We'll meet tomorrow at 10:30 with our team, do some scouting, then come back in the afternoon, do some more scouting. Not a lot of physical activity, but a lot of mental things that we got to prepare for. And then LSU throws a lot of different things at you.
How have you addressed it with the guys or just spoken about the bubble and the chase?
Yeah, we just talked about that we need to go win games. And we really just kind of concentrate. I know it sounds cliche-ish, but play our best basketball. We don't have to do anything different. We don't have to be anything spectacular, special. We just got to be who we are. And we think if we are who we are, then we got a chance to play with a lot of teams in college basketball. And that's got to start defending and rebounding. And tomorrow night, we need some timely shooting.
Go to Tyler.
Coach, a year ago to this day, you guys were eliminated by Georgia in the SEC tournament. Can you talk a little bit about how the journey to get to this point, how that's been?
Yeah, some COVID hit and guys went home. For a couple months and like everybody else in college basketball, and it seemed like an eternity, but it went by pretty quick, really. Again, what I've said, I'm just so proud of our players and staff, our medical team to get to this point, the SEC. And it was an eerie feeling that we got beat and we hated that. But all the other circumstances made it I've never felt that way as a coach, with so much uncertainty where your guys just left campus. Everybody's doing school remotely. It was just uncharted waters for everybody. And, but to see us kind of come out of it, and we still got a lot of work to do with the COVID, but it was just great to see some people there. We had a good number of Ole Miss fans, and hopefully we'll have a few more tomorrow night versus LSU.
Go to Nick.
You talk about defense and rebounding. It seems like y'all and LSU win in completely opposite ways. How important is it to just kind of control the game and not let them impose their style like they did last time?
Yeah, it's the whole thing. I mean, we've got, they play with a great bravado, and a great arrogance, and they're good and they know they're good. And so our team we got to be physical. We got to match physicality. We got to be able to guard them. You got to get back. You got to win the rebounding battle. And then on offense, we've got to play downhill. We got to get paint touches and drive the ball, move it. And so, yeah, it's a real I think it's the most talented team in our league, personally. I just think they got more pros on that team. And so they've got good plan, and we'll have to play really well tomorrow.
You talked so much this year about wanting this team to admit its own offensive identity and be comfortable playing in those 60s and 70s. Do you think tonight was kind of a culmination of that style of just being willing to play the way it can?
Yeah, I do, Nick, because you watch these tournament games. I mean, can you win a tournament game? We got in the high 70s. Maybe, I thought we took some great shots in the second half. We missed. The game could have been easily in the 80s. Or can you win a game like against Tennessee, 52-50, or Vanderbilt, 56-46? So, we'll see how the game unfolds tomorrow night. It's a really good offensive team we're playing. So we're going to have our A game defensively in all areas, our zones, our man, and all the different things that we'll do.
Any more questions for Coach Davis?
All right.
Coach,
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.